is I was having a conversation with family members about the comedy series on television, Seinfeld, and it was such a fascinating conversation. It wasn't negative or contentious in any way, but I was just noting how somehow we got talking about TV. I don't know why, and I was noting how I threw away my television. I don't know, decades ago, and then ended up, you know, 2 decades after in a dental office, and they were going to begin the torture, and but they had options that during the torture for you to watch or consume some kind of media. And I thought, oh, Seinfeld was funny, it's harmless, it's just goofy comedy. And so I watched it, and honestly, I was horrified at the non-stop sexual content in Seinfeld. And so I was talking about this, and I said, when you detox from this stuff, you develop a hyper awareness of the truth of it. And my hypothesis was rejected, not with any sort of violence or disrespect, but it was just like blown off. And the answer back was, oh, it's not that sexual. And just missing the entire, point that, yeah, it's not to you because you live in that world. You have not yet exited that world where everything is sexualized, in particular comedy and that sort of thing. And so there's this problem of desensitization that we have in our culture in kind of the typical traditional media, but also, my problem now is more of the desensitization of things in YouTube media, which is the thing that I use the most. And what things do I watch on YouTube? Well, I watch, this morning I've listened to hours of science on different aspects of taking care of your body. This isn't an obsessive thing. It's just I'm exercising this morning, and I'm interested in certain therapies, whatever, and not because I want to live longer, as you'll read in my upcoming book this next year. It's because I just want to be a better steward of my body. So it's all very positive stuff. But I will admit that it drifts occasionally into things that are not as, I don't know, helpful as that. Like I watched, and you might think this is minor, but I watched Joe Kid, which was an old Clint Eastwood movie, yesterday. I mean, it's a day off, it's, whatever. But I got about three quarters of the way through, and I thought, what am I doing watching this, wasting my time? Better things to do with my brain. So I just want to challenge you. If you're a TV watcher, throw it out, destroy it before you put it in the trash can, which is what I did. Get it out of your place. If you're a social media person, and that's how you get your news, embark on a plan to limit it. All of us are addicted to our phones, the vast majority of us. So one thing I'm going to do for Advent, we'll kind of see how it plays out. I've got to figure out a rhythm that'll be challenging. But I purchased a light phone, I think like a year ago. And my plan was to have this phone as a way of doing a desert day from technology, but having access to a phone so that when I'm driving around, if there are any issues, and these light phones, and it's LIGHT, have there's no graphics, there's no pretty pictures, texting is difficult. It just slows down communication, and there's no addictive elements to it at all. And so if you want to just get a contrast of how small this thing in comparison to my regular phone, you can see it's just this tiny thing. And what we discovered was that I could, to begin to implement this, I could forward my, for whatever period, my number from this phone to this phone, so that if people are trying to reach me, it just goes through this one to this one. I have to get another SIM card, which is another expense, but that seems to be worth it. So that's one of the things I'm doing